Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the below chapter of my Callisto Protocol Contagion difficulty post-commentary walkthrough. And the first 7 or 8 minutes of this chapter are on rails walking at a very slow pace with no gameplay. By now, that shouldn't surprise you with this game, but of course, you aren't going to be wanting to repeat this after you die. And this chapter has a lot of stealth, and on first playthrough it varies it up quite well, and it's something totally different. We've got the humanoid shaped, zombie-like enemies, but they're apparently, according to the game's lore, they're older and they're blind. So they're blind, can't see you, but if they do detect you, then they are very aggressive and they're pretty dangerous. They seem to all mutate, and I call them the Mike Tyson enemies of the game.
Sounds like the hangar's still coming down.
Because of how aggressive they are and how they like fisticuff fighting. And just because it makes me laugh. But yeah, decent chapter. I think this is the longest in the game, at least for me. But I think the key word for this chapter, ladies and gentlemen, is patience. So you're going to see me lose my patience a few times just because of how pedantic you have to be. If you're on hardcore, the drops are going to be so minimal from these new Mike Tyson enemies that I would say don't even bother. You're going to be getting 2 or 3 credits at most from killing them. Sometimes a little bit more. More often than not, you might get nothing. You probably will get nothing. So if you just go past them, you're going to speed things up, but I choose to kill nearly most of them. Things go pretty well in that aspect. There are a few times when I get detected, and a heck of a lot of the time when that happens in this chapter and in this game in general, and this difficulty, it is due to me losing my patience because it gets a bit long in the tooth, as they say, this chapter, with the constant stealth. And then it continues into the next chapter as well. I mean, obviously we've already been introduced to the fact that there is limited stealth in this game. But now it's all the time, and with the way that this chapter starts, it's just incredibly slow paced. And, well, look, this continues for another good couple of minutes yet, ladies and gentlemen.
Is this thing gonna hold?
Just try not to think about it.
It's just quite simply a part that doesn't hold up as well on subsequent playthroughs. And don't forget, you couldn't skip the cutscenes with this game for the first, 6 months or so after release. I can't remember if Contagion mode came out. I think it did. Contagion mode came out before the ability to skip cutscenes, which is pretty outrageous.
Yeah.
I told you to be careful.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's hardly our fault, is it, you daft bitch? Just had to get that in there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this is my 3rd and final night of narrating these. It is Tuesday the 20th of February. I've got this and the last 2 chapters to do. It's going to take me over 2 hours, but I've just about got the time. So I'm just here chilling doing it. And then uploading will begin tomorrow. And then when it's done, I'm going to advertise it as a YouTube short as well, just to try and get in some viewers that way. That first YouTube short I ever did last week has got 34 views right now. Well, there's just not much to say here. My mind's kind of blank right now. I think I'm going to react to things as they happen today. And I can't remember. I don't think, no, we're not going to get the assault rifle just yet in this chapter. I think it might be the next chapter, which are both substantially shorter than this one. And finally, this very slow walking segment is going to end. 5 minutes of that. It feels longer. And the Mike Tyson enemies are now in action. And I think, yeah, look at that. The first time I don't throw him high enough. And as you can see, I decide to hit that guy onto the spikes. If you use the heavier attack, that's a good way of getting them onto the spikes as well. I'm a bit far from my monitor here, but I think that's like 16 street cred. But on hardcore, you're barely going to get any. I think in a few minutes, about 5-10 minutes, there's this area where there's absolutely loads of them stuck in the wall. They're obviously inspired by those runners in, or whatever they're called, in Last of Us 2 that are in the wall. They were annoying as fuck as well, but yeah, sometimes you can melee them with a baton and they just die immediately. And then sometimes they don't die and they obviously morph into the second phase and mutate, and I'm not quite sure. But if we go this way first, we're going to come back the way we came. And I think there's a few goodies here. Let's have a look. Things don't go so well in this chapter. I think there's quite a lot of bad gameplay. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. But it's like I said, and have said a few times now, if I can get away playing like this and still end up uploading this project, then motivation for everyone watching, hopefully. Yeah, this doesn't go too well. And the reason it doesn't go too well is I think I couldn't remember if I could just sneak past. So for once here, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sneak past. And then I find out that no, you can't. Because as you can see, this guy is going to bite my fucking ear off like Tyson in 97. I'm over fucking Holyfield. I accidentally shot then. Oh, and look at that. I brought him out of the wall, the other guy. And somehow the other guy dies immediately. Yeah, that's because if you melee them like this. Here we go. Yeah, he's dead straight away. But it's not consistent, and I don't know why it isn't. I don't know if it's based on the power of your baton. Yeah, he's gone. But now I've just decided, yeah, I'm just going to get the credits from these guys. If they do indeed drop some. But we're at probably about 75% health now. Where are we going here? There's another one of these motherfuckers. Get domed. Straight to the dome, kid. You can already see that when these things are standalone, when they're on their own, I mean, they're very easy to stealth kill. No danger. It's when they're in packs that if something goes wrong and they do detect you, then you could be in big trouble. And a few times in this chapter, there's, I don't know, man, probably nearly a dozen of them altogether. In pretty big areas it tends to be, but yet and still, it's not good. Because once one of them detects you, then they all seem to, even though they're all far apart. It's that kind of game logic thing going on. Got ourselves a pristine decoder there, ladies and gentlemen, and we are indeed going to get a lot of different decoders, credits, conductors, sprinters, whatever the hell they're called. And here's the hallway, and it goes really badly, guys, because, and I have done this before, and I can promise you that they've, look, he's dead straight away. Oh, look at that. Okay. Now I think I know what's happening here. You've got to stamp on them to make sure that they don't mutate. But at the time, I didn't realise that. So I've realised something there myself. But this can work, because I've done it before. You can melee these guys and not need to do anything else and they're all dead. Well, I remember at this point thinking, whatever, it's pretty early on, I'm just going to fight you all. I could have been hit there, I couldn't even see what was going on with the camera. But that is a clusterfuck, really. Atrocious gameplay, but there we have it. We learnt something. He seemed to have gone all like quiet, and he wasn't going to be a danger at all. And then I pan the camera back to him, and he's mutated. But as you can see, that's a lot of street cred, all things considered. It's over 40 street cred, and that could have been street cred as well. But in the area we were just in, I initially tried to sneak past them all and I got attacked. I don't know what the situation is there if you try and sneak by, because I've never done it because I always end up attacking them because I can't help myself. I want the credits. So my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. My inkling is that you possibly can. But I don't know for sure. But I mean, 12 minutes into this video, first 5-6 minutes we're walking on rails. We've been doing this for 5-6 minutes now, and you're already bored with this gameplay. Of course, this chapter does end with the ARCAS tram ride. That guy will always spawn behind you. The cheapskate doesn't even end up dropping anything. But yeah, at the end of the chapter, it's another one, typically, which is going to be very different. If you're on hardcore, you're going to have a brutal experience. On this difficulty, we've upgraded the GRP on the battery and the overall... well, the charge of it and the battery, I should say. I can't remember which I've upgraded to level 2. But, goes pretty well. I use a lot of GRP. There are many loot boxes during the fight, which you can open. Wait, as he goes for a little jump. I think there's like 4 or 5. And I think for me, they all had a bit of health in. Quite a bit of ammo. But I was wanting GRP. And not one of them had any GRP batteries. But I think that's RNG. And that tends not to be the case. I got very unlucky. There does tend to be a good 2-3 GRP batteries in there. But if you've not upgraded the GRP at all, you're going to really struggle to get them all off. Throw them off, you know. I threw a lot of them off, but then the last 25% I can't get off because I've used up all the GRP, and then I end up fighting, and they're all mutating. The Mike Tyson enemies are coming on, and they're all mutating. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is an interesting moment, because it's like, whoa, okay, he's there, and you can't stealth kill this guy, so that's what I decide to do, throw him and then shoot him. But there's a phallic monster. Shoot that because you're going to get attacked. See where he is? Or where he was? Just be careful. And I whiff here. Watch this. Or do I? No, I don't. Maybe it's later in the playthrough. It's already happened. But you can whiff your shots. Your melee shots. When you're on stairs like that. See what we're doing at the Reforge here. There's a GRP.
Make a selection.
Will do. Well over 1,000. Oh wow, we've got 2,000. I think this is the most we've had in the game. We've still not got that extra bit of damage. Don't forget, the boss at the end of this chapter, the actual two-head fight, that is where that little bit of extra damage, I'm guessing, will come in handy. Now in the last chapter, because I told you guys I did die a couple of times, that second insta-kill moment, I uploaded the footage of my failed attempt because the overall gameplay was better, and I upgraded the grip of the, or the stability I should say, of the riot gun, and I do end up upgrading it again, but I haven't done so yet because I just noticed I hadn't done. I think we got the damage up there with the hand cannon. I don't remember this guy being here. That caught me off guard a little bit, and he's going dancing. Yet again though, I've said it a few times, definitely one of the best aspects of this game. Some great new ambience here and eerie noises and whatnot. As we go crawling again. These wounds they will not heal. Surprise, motherfucker. But yeah, yet again, and I have mentioned it on every chapter because it's true, the end of the chapter there's always a moment, a fight, which has been purpose built for Contagion mode to screw you over. And that is the boss fight and the precursor in the build up to that. With the train tram journey. The inspiration from Dead Space 2, of course, the drill ride. We've got another phallic monster here. And if you do shoot that, then you're going to awaken the pack. I can't remember what happens if you don't shoot the phallic monster. These guys would still probably attack. Well, not attack, but come out to this area. So I think it still is best to shoot the phallic monster. It's just a case of us hunting these guys down. For me, this is very kind of reminiscent of Evil Within 2 gameplay, where you're stealth killing, then do more stealth killing. You wonder, what's it all for? Kinda. And then you go online and find out that people preferred that game to the first game. And that's why we can't have nice things, ladies and gentlemen. Sonny and Warren, never forget. Oh. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? That's one of the things I am proud of with this playthrough. Showing you guys where all the phallic monsters are. Shot them before they attack you, because first playthrough, you've no chance. You're always going to take damage. It's so annoying, so dumb. What the hell were they thinking of? See ya. Pristine. Uh-oh. Ah, look at that. I've got charge on my back, so I don't know why it's ran out there. I think I'm forgetting the rules of the game here. Look at that. Oh, I forgot about that. Now, someone rewind that back because he didn't actually attack me. Yet, look at my health. What is going on? There are a few times in this game where there are cheeky and outrageous difficulty spikes. One of them is the ARCAS drill ride. We'll call it the ARCAS drill ride from now on. The enemies seem to be able to kill you quicker and let you die. If you're hit with more health, you die. Like, your health's at 50% on this difficulty, you get hit, you'll be one hit away from death. But during the drill ride, no, you just will die. It's the way it seems to be. And the game does it later as well in the tower chapter. We'll speak of it then. There's a nasty difficulty spike. I end up not noticing it on this playthrough because I run away from the enemies. But I remember in the past noticing it big time. And here, yet again, we've heard the noise there to suggest that we've been detected. But I really don't know how. And I was a bit peeved here. And remember the word I said before, patience. You need it because this is very slow paced and we're just hunting these guys down. And I think it's this guy the reason that... Oh yeah, of course it is. So I'm now thinking everyone else is going to attack me. I've just shot my gun. But they don't exactly attack from what I remember. Even though they've apparently got great hearing. Just blasting a shotgun gap. But as you can see, the game is tempting you to use the GRP, but there's not a lot of GRP usage to come, but yet and still, may as well just get these stealth kills in. If it does go wrong here and you are detected, I guess get to the best place where you can launch them into the traps, or the spikes I should say. And just know there are a few invisible triggers. One of them is coming up here, where, yeah, your position will spawn more of them. This guy, you're probably going to spawn him on your first playthrough. And then to our left, there's a little room. I think there's a schematic in there. We'll spawn another one. But I'm just totally committing to killing a lot of these guys. But it all builds up, you know. Let's have a look by the time we're finished in this room the first time around. Because, yeah, it's going to restock a lot of the enemies in this room later. Let's see how much overall loot and street credits specifically we get. Still sneaking about here. These survival horror characters have got incredible knees, I'll tell you that much. Oh, actually, I just remembered. I find something out here which is interesting. And legitimately, in my mind, when I was playing, when you're seeing this gameplay, I had kind of wondered whether this would happen. And I think I was proven right. Not with every single enemy, but with a lot of them. If you go around this corner, and this is ridiculous by the way, if you go around this corner to where I am now, I think a heck of a lot of the enemies on the other side have despawned. And because I've not stamped them out, and look how much street cred they're dropping there, by the way. That is like nearly 60 street cred and some health and good shit. I'm now running about, and I even decide to just throw that guy in the spikes. I think these few are here, but I'm sure the earliest ones in the room have despawned. There's street creds there, but there were 2 or 3 of them here, and they've gone. Yeah, you can tell I'm a bit perplexed. I think there's 2 or 3 of them that have disappeared, so that's when I run into here, realising that I can spawn in another one. And is that the tactical pistol? I think it is. For the 3rd or 4th time the game's trying to give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Oh, the ladies say I'm pretty fly for a white survival horror protagonist. Now, pick the credits up, please. Jesus. Hunting another one down here, I think. Do one, Tyson. In the jewel of the Iron Mike. Alright, we are, ladies and gentlemen, about halfway into this chapter. Only halfway. The word is patience. Got to get a key card here. The game will troll you here because those boxes, they turn blue when you go away from them. But they're just locked. You can't open them until the ARCAS drill riders are calling it. If your inventory is pretty empty like mine is by the start of that, and it probably will be on most harder difficulties. Oh, nice. GRP. Recharge is up to level 2 now, just like the overall battery. And that's where it'll last till the end of the game. That's some good shit. Will definitely help out for the end of this chapter. But yeah, what I would suggest to do is once you start, just run around and the front one and the one closest to it, I think there's one on the left, just open those straight away and hope for good loot, hope for GRP, and then launch the motherfuckers off as soon as they get on. They are mutating as they get on if you shoot them immediately. The earlier ones tend to die, but the later ones in the second half of the fight, they tend to just mutate anywhere. So I don't know if you can stop that from happening, or it's just the devs telling you to go fuck yourself. I kind of feeling it's the latter, if I'm being honest. But I do think eating a lot of them off with GRP is just quite simply the best way. Good loot there, that's for sure. As that gentleman runs across the screen. Just two of them here. Got to play the long game. Back of the dome, kid. If we were just sneaking past them, and I do think you can probably sneak past these guys relatively easily as well. It's not like it'd be troublesome. Obviously, if you do walk... Oh, Jesus. That could have easily clipped me into the floor then and killed me. Guessing you guys saw that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can easily sneak past these guys. And if you were playing like that, then you'd probably already be on the way back and towards the end of the chapter. Some nice ragdolls here, man. But I'd have probably ended up doing that had I died in this chapter, but we did it first try. Oh man, I'm so tired. Decent amount of street cred. Bit of riot gun ammo. Let's go. Okay, and here we go again. So now that there's two of them together here, I mean there's more than two of them, but when there are two of them together and it happens here and it happens in one or two other places, I'm just a little bit more cautious about when I choose my moment to give them a London style shanking. Like, look at those two guys there. That probably would have been a bad idea to go for it there. No, it's not. Go for it now. Yeah. Well, apparently these guys can't hear that going on. Well, I don't think I get detected by any of them. I do get screwed over by the game in a minute though, because there's some spikes coming up. There's 4, I think, Mike Tyson enemies, all at the bottom of some stairs, blocking my way. And I think to myself, okay, well, I'll just throw you in the spikes, get my loot, and be on my way. I throw them in the spikes, and I get absolutely no loot. But I also get jump scared by an enemy to my right, who I didn't realise was there. I think this is it now. Let's watch this together, because that could have gone bad. I could have ended up failing it. Could have ended up getting wrecked. Yeah, this is it. Oh, he's there. What in the hell? I'm blind, motherfucker. He was there. I didn't notice he was there. The guy on the right, I didn't know he was there. So there's 5 of them here altogether. See that? He got caught behind the railing. Fucking jank. Are there 5 of them there? I don't want to see 4. Whatever. I didn't see the guy on the right. Don't be as dumb as me, guys. Please. Sure you won't be. Didn't even know he was there. He wasn't even attacking me. He was kind of cowering in the corner. But when I looked to my right and then saw him, he was facing me. I must have woke him up. A true rude awakening, ladies and gentlemen. Phallic. Oh, yes, indeed. That's another phallic monster that's going to attack you and take health off you if you're not expecting it. Should just be wary of that one. Glenn, what were you thinking? In more ways than one. What are we doing here? Yeah, makes sense. 300. Yeah. So, we've now got the slight damage upgrades on the riot gun and the hand cannon. How much difference they make, I'm really not sure. So, I'm sick of bloody repeating myself. No offence, guys. It's not your fault, it's mine. But that jump cut there isn't hiding a death. It's just that I have to stop recording after every 30 minutes of footage, because my software that I use, it crashes. Whether I'm using Elgato's own software or OBS, crashes all the same. Now then, I want you to run here because that room there is really nasty. I can't remember if there's anything in it, but I think there's like 5 or 6 Mike Tyson enemies all bunched up close together. It is a very dangerous fight. Just know that I think 1 or 2 of them or an alter ego will turn up here. There's also an alter ego in front of me. That's why I'm sprinting here, because I know I've got to be quick. But this goes really badly, and I think it's because of the jank again with the GRP. Now, I decide to shoot him to close down the space, and then I throw him. Look at that, man. And again, I was fuming here. Oh, my God. 3 times later. Put them motherfuckers in there. I'm flustered now. They're on the floor, which I don't like them being on the floor. And then there's another alter ego from behind, but now he is here. But whatever, we'll just dodge him. I think we're all out of GRP. How many times do I have to throw these alter ego dickheads in there, man? Shoot him so he doesn't vomit at you. There we have it. Was that my fault? I don't think so. I threw a few of the normal grunt enemies against the wall here where there are no spikes. That was my fault, but 3 separate times I'm throwing them. And it's like, why are you not dying? Answers on a postcard, please. So relaxed right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, enough about my relaxation. Feeling very chill. Ooh, I got lucky there. This is the way we have to go, but you see that little hole in the wall before? There's a secret room. It's not that secret, but it's a secret room where you can get some extra loot. And you better damn well believe that I'm getting it, because there's 2 in the game. The first one I actually neglected to go to. But there's a little bit of extra loot there, probably an extra converter. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't make all that much difference. See the red door there, that's where we will come out of. There's a nasty fight coming up here, and I think it goes pretty badly again. That's something you're really going to want to hear on a walkthrough. Oh, more narrow passages. How could they have believed that this wouldn't have been criticised on release, man? It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But we're going deeper underground. And this is really narrow here. I know that's obvious, but I'm sure there are enemies down here. I can barely see Jack, to be honest. Oh, there's an enemy there to my right. And he comes out of the wall, but he's now behind us. And there's another one. But we don't exactly go his way. And then I think there's a third one. I know the exit out of this room. And just through prior playthroughs, I can tell you that now there's only one of them that can get you on the way back. As long as you get out quickly. But anyway, phallic monster. Just be careful, yet again. If you come into this room, it's supposed to be a nice loot room, but this dickhead's here. He's going to force you to take damage. Ooh, a CPU printer. Ammo, street cred, and a health injector. That's some pretty good shit right there. 17 more street cred. But as we can hear, and I'm a bit cautious to say the least, yeah, this is the one that can get you. And he knows where you are for some reason. How does... This is the game logic that I'm mentioning, you know, earlier. He's heard us from before, so now he's just going to attack us. How? I don't know why. Because we've not even been close to him. Been in that room. Weird. Did he hear our gun? Well, they didn't hear the gun before. It's not consistent, ladies and gentlemen. Try not to let it make you rage. Anyway, let's sell some shit. Ooh, 500. Nice. That's 1,000 on easy, normal, hard. But we've got to trip these breakers. It's free altogether, I think. More Mike Tyson enemies. They'll be self-killing. In a pretty narrow and confined area. Just be careful. You don't get detected. But I think we can all agree by now this has probably outstayed its welcome. And yet it totally isn't the end of this gameplay.
One down.
Just start crouching here because this guy's going to spawn in. Shank into the back of the dome. I do like the ragdolls in this game. Like I said before, not necessarily just the ragdolls, but the way he just discards them on the floor. Like a piece of trash. Not that you should litter, ladies and gentlemen. And all the kids out there listening to Alexander Hilly 123. I got to set a good example for these kids, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, I do. And that's why I tell them, don't do drugs, stay in school, don't litter. And don't play Fortnite, you know? That's what it's about. Play some survival horror instead. Whew. I've always been good at talking shit whilst keeping a straight face, ladies and gentlemen. I'd have been a good actor, me. I think I missed my calling there. I kind of liked drama in school when it was just me and my friends, but as soon as it came to performing it, well, it's fucking nerve-wracking, isn't it? Simple as that. Yeah, I think I would have been a good comedic actor. Give me your thoughts. Maybe I'm talking shit.
Okay, one to go.
Not that any of you know who I am or what I'm all about. We've got to go off the beaten track sometimes when I do these projects, ladies and gentlemen. Can't just talk about the game 100%. Especially when it's a game that's not the most exciting, like Callisto Protocol. And this isn't the most exciting gameplay right now. I'll tell you what I had for tea in a minute. But before then, we got to shank 6 of these motherfuckers. I think. Ooh, remember what I said before? When they're really close together like that, just... yeah, go. Just bide your time a little bit more. What I tend to do here is get a little bit impatient and then GRP one. But there's a few enemies more before the ARCAS drill ride, tram ride, buzz ride thing. So it would be good to just not use any GRP at all. I think he's the last one there, so let's go stomping. Yeah, he was a little bit perturbed, wasn't he? I don't know if he was going to start attacking us. But whatever. There's also an explosive there. But it's hard to recommend that because obviously if you do use that explosive, they're all going to attack you. And it's very hard on this game to kill multiple enemies with one explosion. So... here we go. Let's get back to the platform. Let's get to the boss fight. The transport platform fight. It's happening.
Are you there? The power just came on in the colony. I'm boosting the signal.
I'm here. I can hear you. I'm heading to the colony now. I'll contact you once I'm there. Gotta stay quiet for now.
Oh, shit. Be careful. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'd have been well done with this chapter now if I wasn't stealth killing them all. But on Contagion, this is what I would recommend. On Hardcore, I wouldn't. I mentioned him a few times in this walkthrough. I can't even remember what his YouTube name is because I've never heard of him before. I actually looked. He's a big Resi fan. He's actually done some similar kinds of projects than me as well. Although he's done Evil Within 2, not Evil Within 1. Get it together, kid! But, I think he mentioned that it's like 20% chance of drops on hardcore, as opposed to other difficulties, some shit like that. So there's just a lot of kills you'll get and not get anything in return. So when there's small amounts, who gives a shit, right? Oh, I'm just having a look at the volume levels coming up. This fight is pretty loud. So, the thing in my head now, having played this game before, that I'm most nervous about isn't the two-head boss fight coming up, the first one. It's, well, fucking that up first as well. It's, oh, the whiff. I mentioned before there was a whiff on an angle, on a slant, and there it is. And again, and again. Fucking hell. Devs, what are you playing at? What am I playing at? Oh, God. Let's get out of here. Ooh, I take damage in a moment's time as well. Like I said, guys, P for patience. Mentioned it right back at the start of this chapter. Keep it, because I'm losing mine now. And this part goes badly as well. And there's no need for it to go badly. There's just a few more enemies that spawn here. I can't remember what I do wrong, but yet again, it goes pretty badly. P for patience, people. But yeah, the two-head fight, if I can bloody talk about it, we'll get interrupted. There's like a dumpster or something. It's not a dumpster. I think obviously there's like resources inside it that they're storing. That's on there. You just go around in a circle, clockwise or anti-clockwise, just avoiding the two-head. If he's in range, he'll try and do his insta-kill attack on you. Needless to say, just jab the left or right direction on your analog stick and you'll avoid him. Oh my days. But yeah, and still, as easy as that is and as easy as it sounds, no, you're still going to be nervous. But speaking of nervous, look at that, 3 of them, and I decide to just leave here because I was getting caught in 2 mines. Instead of just thinking I'm going to GRP these fuckers, I then remembered I can't use any GRP really, and I shouldn't, before the ARCAS ride coming up. And as such, I really shoot myself in the foot. And as you can see, we're not in a great place here before this fight. We are really not in a great place. And as you can also see, I decide to just store up. I could have doubled the amount of ammo, but I decided not to. But remember what I said earlier. I was dying here for GRP. I've only got 1 in storage. And the game gives me absolute jack shit. This goes pretty well. If you're on Contagion and your upgrades are where mine are, the way that I do it should suffice. But as you can see, I am healing to 100%. Fuck this game, I'm not giving it the time of day. So quite a lot of the first spawns are right at the back. You tend to be able to hear where they're coming from, but not always. But as you can see, just pure ammo bullshit from the game. Well, I mean, we know that my GRP's not empty though, so why did he drop him then? Because I didn't take my hand off the A button to lift them up. I think it's the A button to lift them up. Can't remember now, but there's a bit of a break in proceedings here. As you can see, he's mutating. And yeah, this is the guy where, look, I shoot him and I realise, yeah, we can kill these straight away. But then there are ones that start coming on and they're mutating anyway. I mean, he's mutated as he's died. Three shots it took to kill him. Just quick shooting as they're mutating and or GRP. It's going to be less GRP if you're on hardcore. And this is the one where it's like, well, what the fuck's going on there? And now they all just start mutating. Look, why is he mutated straight away? Fuck off, game, you annoying piece of shit. And these guys, the mutated enemies, I do think they just quite simply hit harder than the normal shit munching enemies, as you'd expect. I think I keep trying to. Oh, he's on the floor. I didn't like this. Look at that. It's a block. Now you only block on this game inadvertently because it's shit and pointless. I've not even really mentioned it, but obviously you'll have noticed that I don't go to upgrade the block because there's no point. Why would you block if you can dodge? Like, how does that make sense? Why block and take damage? You might accidentally block, and that's what I did before when that guy was on the floor. But I still took about, what, 15-20% damage? The last upgrade with the block is to, when you block, the baton does a little bit of damage back to them. Yeah. But as I did it there, I'm happy. Probably a good 50% GRP, yeeting them out of the area, and 50% just battling them. The second half, though, like I say, they seem to be mutating and you just can't stop it. Maybe I'm wrong, but everyone I've seen, I've not watched loads of people play this game, but anyone that I have seen play it, tends to be the case that you have to engage in some kind of combat with the mutated enemies. I think it's bullshit. Now, speaking of bullshit, this is all you do here. It's nerve-wracking because you know that if you get hit, you're dead, but that's what I'm doing. Shooting once and running away from him. But we end up going the other direction here, and it's against my will, and that's quite off-putting, really. Like I say, I've seen K-Hunk, one of my favourite content creators on the internet, do this fight, and a lot of people just stand in front of him and strafe left and right and then shoot him. But I don't trust the game's mechanics, I've said it many times, and this guy, he starts to close down space in a really unnatural and unfair way. This is where he goes the other side, and it's like, whoa, what the hell, okay. Including me missing that shot. And there he is, look at that, that's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit, game. Oh, the movement's so heavy in this game, man. It's so damn clunky and mechanical. Yeah, I gave him the opportunity to close down that space by aiming at him there, I think. But he's nearly done. And the relief I feel here is just unbelievable. Because I did not want to repeat this chapter again because of all the downtime, because of all the stealth. It's just pretty dull. But what's not dull is picking up a CPU printer. It's a lot of resources. Let's find out in the next chapter how we spend them. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the below chapter. I'll see you for Colony.
Danny, I made it.